there anything else out there? No? My camera guy's looking at me like. So I want to discuss some of the mistakes that I've made in this journey of mine. Again, I have only been doing this very close to 3 years, and I've learned so much from the mistakes that I've made. Obviously, we know the market has changed drastically. Interest rates have gone, they've doubled since what they were 4 or 5 months ago, which has changed the landscaping of what real estate investing is, especially for single family homes. I'm what you would call top heavy in assets, but cash broke. Now, I'm not saying I'm broke, but in the investment environment, in the investment space, that's known as being top heavy on assets, but cash broke. What does that mean? So one of the mistakes that I've made, transitioning from owning a multi-million-dollar construction company, right? My construction company grows every year between 1.2, 1.5. I was getting very close to the 2 million mark. And I transitioned into the real estate space and started buying houses. And I fell in love with the idea of creating a rental portfolio. Now, my mistake was that I had some opportunities to buy some properties to flip, but I wanted to stay away from that because I didn't want to fall in love with making money short term versus growing a portfolio. Well, now you fast track to today. I think we have 15 single family rentals, and we have a duplex, and we have a 12-unit apartment complex. You would think that's great. Our net worth, my family's net worth now is probably about $2 to $3 million, right? Which is outstanding. However, the cash is not there, meaning that the amount of money that the rentals create is not sufficient. So now we're having to transition into doing some type of flips to compensate for that. Now, again, nobody taught me this. I tried to learn a lot of this on my own, and I've learned to realize that some of those decisions were wrong. Unfortunately, I really didn't have anybody to listen to or to kind of guide me, especially in today's atmosphere, right? In today's world where everybody's looking for something in order to give you information. Anytime I would meet with someone, it was how can they gain from my relationship in order for them to give me some type of information. And that's really why I decided to make this kind of content, because I think it's only fair for information to be passed freely. It's up to the next person what they do with the information. So in my situation, luckily I have people that trust me. I borrow extensive amounts of money. Like I'm talking about millions of dollars in debt, which debt is good because that debt is creating passive income. However, I wish I would have done it a different way. I wish I would have rented 2 houses, flipped 2 houses, rented 2 houses, flipped 2 houses. Instead, for like 18 months, I was buying and renting, which ultimately it depletes your cash flow. Now I'm able to capture that. I understand that concept. I understand the problem. We're able to adjust. My lenders I understand my situation, right? They know who I am. I'm not running. I don't hide. They have complete faith in me, which makes it a lot easier for me. But a lot of it comes from transparency, facing the situation and understanding what it takes to rectify it. So if you ask me what you should do in order to get into the real estate space, I would say your first property, you should try to rent or flip, it doesn't matter. But if you rent, you should make the second one a flip. And if you flip, you should make the second one a rent. That would be my recommendation. We can go into detail as why I feel that you should do those things. And we can explain that and explore those options, and we can bounce ideas back and forth. But if I was to do it again, I would definitely follow that pattern. Other than that, I mean, once you get that, once I identify that problem, my wife and I have been able to move forward. You know, luckily we've been able to stabilize all of our rentals. They're producing income, right? It's enough to support our bills and our basic needs. But obviously I'm not doing this. I'm not increasing my net worth to a multi-million-dollar net worth in order for me to live a basic life, right? I want to live an extraordinary life. I want to give my kids and my wife and myself experiences. And I think that only happens if I fully understand what I need to do. Obviously my accountant, man, I can't tell you how important my accountant is in this. He is a vital element into my situation because he is the one that is always taking care of my finances. He's always coming in and saying, hey, Vic, you did this wrong. Hey, Vic, you need to do this. He's the one that got me into life insurance. He's the one that got me into an estate. You know, very different situations that I would have never known to be there, that no one's ever told me, even after I know that they're in those situations, they never bother to share that information with me. So what I want to pass from me to you is that if I know the information, feel free to call me, right? I know I play a lot with the hashtag Vic Buys Houses, right? But if that's a good way for you to find me there. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, find me on Snapchat, find me on TikTok. Is there anything else out there? No? My camera guy's looking at me like, Twitter? No Twitter, but we can work something out. I'll start a Twitter. Look, me and my producer, you know, our whole goal is to pass information over to the consumer of this content. All right, we want to make this as transparent as possible. We want to tell you what it is that we do, how we do it, and why we do it. And hopefully one day it can inspire you to take the leap of faith. And when you get stuck somewhere, you can reach out to us and we'll be able to help. It is 100% for your benefit. I don't benefit of anything of you watching my videos, to be honest with you. The only benefit that we get is the satisfaction that we know that somebody listened and they might take our recommendations in action. Other than that, that's it, man. So, oh, and for everybody that keeps asking about my tattoos, right? I know I'm sleeved up, right? My tattoos were made by a very good friend of mine. And as a matter of fact, I might just take you today to meet him. So don't forget, man, follow me. Hashtag Vic Buys Houses. Let's go.